So I kind of just wanted to make this video. I kind of wanted to keep this channel way away from social justice issues, because I know what can happen when you invert yourself into social justice issues. You just get hate upon hate upon hate. First of all, basically there is this kind of like atmosphere on Tumblr. It's very toxic, where you're only allowed to hate certain groups, and these groups are your cisses, your cisgendered people, your whites, your men. Those are the three main groups that you're apparently allowed to hate on Tumblr. You're not allowed to hate any other groups because they're the oppressed groups, right? But these groups are privileged, so you're not allowed to hate them. So you're allowed to hate them, you're allowed to be as abusive as you want to them. It's just seen as social justice. Why do people think like this? I mean, growing up I always thought the general thing was not to be an asshole to anybody, but no. Okay, so I got in an argument with somebody on Tumblr because they were like, oh, people who think that reverse racism and stuff like that exists and they're just a bunch of tools. And I said, and I was just put back, oh well, realising that any group, ethnic group, any sexuality and stuff like that can be discriminated and are discriminated against. Does that really make me a tool? Well, then I'm a big fucking tool then. And people were like, you know, taking the piss out of me because I had said something that I thought was pretty much moral, that you don't be an asshole to anybody, you don't hate a certain group. I don't know, what's everybody else's thoughts on this? Because I find it weird, and I know that Tumblr is one of these sites that you should really, if you're looking for a social justice, you really shouldn't go on it, because A, they're fucking dumb as shit on there, they're very egotistical and stuff like that. I run a blog that is dedicated to anti-feminism, egalitarianism and stuff like that, because that's what I believe in, and I feel if feminists can share their views and stuff like that, then why can't I? My views are opposing though. They think that I have to internalise misogyny, which I don't. I love women. I love men as well. But it's just, I don't know. I just thought that the general thing was not to be an asshole to anybody, but maybe because I'm wrong. I always wonder why misandry, reverse racism and heterophobia is such a big thing on there. I know what people are going to say, oh, you're white, you obviously don't know, and stuff like that, or you're cis as well. They can't really say heterophobia because I am bisexual, so I do know that bisexuality is discriminated against. I mean, I got tweets and stuff like that on, like, I was getting bullied and stuff like that on Twitter and stuff like that because I was dating a girl who was my best friend, and people started bullying me because of it. And I still to this day turn around and say that straight people do not deserve to be bullied, because I don't think anybody deserves to be bullied. I don't think any ethnic group deserves to be bullied. I just think you should be nice to everybody, get as good as you get back. Because it's these kind of feminists who complain that everyone hates them and then give hate back to the world. And I know this is a cliche thing, don't fight fire with fire, but it really does kind of like show when groups like the suffragists and the suffragettes, that the only way that I believe that they got the vote in the end was from working alongside of men during the World War. Because before that, the suffragettes were using militant tactics, you know, doing little bombs and stuff like that, and it obviously wasn't working because they didn't get support by the government, but they did keep it. I mean, they were obviously the eyes of the public and stuff like that. So I just want to know, you know, I'm really up for debates and stuff like that. I'll put my my anti-social justice log in the kind of description area. You can send me an ask if you want. Probably send me a hate message, you know. I've only had one so far, I'm a little bit disappointed. But I just want to know, what is everybody else's views? Do you think that you can you can discriminate against these groups of people that are apparently the privileged ones? Or do you think you should just be nice to everybody, or just respect everybody, or just hate everybody? Hating everybody is fine by me. Because I really am one of these people that thinks that if we work alongside these people, if these so-called oppressed people and these so-called privileged people work together, and that's the only way we're ever going to achieve equality. But the way this Tumblr works is they're trying to segregate everything, where white, you know, these people that are privileged are not allowed to talk about these oppressed people issues, where I can understand why, but it's always good. But I think having different opinions are always good, because you can educate these people if they don't know properly. That's basically what I wanted to make a video about, just showing my views and stuff like that, because I don't think that it's fair that this group of people on the internet just believe that these people are allowed to be hated on because they're white, because they're cisgendered, because they're men. They're allowed to be hated on. But these oppressed people, you know, you're not allowed to say anything bad about them. You're not even allowed to hate them, because the thing is that I like people based on their personality, not based on their identity, race, or whatever. But if I were to turn around and say, oh, I don't like that person because they're not a nice person, and it turned out that person was gay, I'd probably get called a homophobe, even though I'm bisexual myself. Because that is how Tumblr works. It's this whole it's this whole treat these people as if they're the nicest people in the world, but treat these people like they're absolute scum. And it's I mean, I don't feel, obviously I'm not even 20 yet. I obviously don't have worldly wisdom and stuff like that, but I do believe in this stuff, and I have done since I was a young child. Like, I remember when we got a police talk and it was like, oh, when men get raped, it's not counted as rape. I was like, hold the fuck up. I thought that all rape was bad, but do you know what? And then there was another one, it was like, if a 19-year-old girl has sex with an underage boy, the boy gets in trouble. I was like, hold the fuck up, she's older than him. So I've always thought this kind of stuff, and I've always been like that since a young age, because I've always you know, I've always learned to question things. So I want to know what people think. What do you think? Do you think that you should be able to hate everyone and like everybody for who they are and not their identity or their race or whatnot? Or do you think we should just segregate the world and just call racism upon everything like Tumblr does? I know I'm going to get some really interesting comments, but yeah. I'll see you all soon. This is a social justice video. I might make more of these because I actually enjoy speaking about these kind of issues. They're kind of my thing at the moment. But yeah, you can follow me on my blog, and I'll see you soon. Bye.